Hey guys, welcome to the weekly tarot forecast for the numinous week beginning December the 16th. I'm Lindsay Mack, and the card that I've pulled for us this week is the Star Reversed. So, huge period this week of rest, of clearing, releasing, taking inventory, doing inquiry. The energetic invitation of the star and of the week. Remember, this is a week that's kind of sandwiched between the last full moon in Gemini, no less, the last full moon of 2016, and the Yule, winter solstice. So, again, this is a deep energetic clear out that we're going to be in this week. Now, that doesn't mean suffering. That doesn't mean pain. It just means, and I'm going to be very direct, honoring what's here. I know that everybody collectively, and people might be feeling good, you might be feeling full of joy, full of hope. Everybody is moving through some area of their lives where they're unsure of themselves. And even deeper and more profound than probably usually, there's a need right now to be very simple, to sleep, to cry, to grieve, to notice the things around you and not necessarily attach meaning to them as good or bad or right or wrong, to just simply experience the feeling, to allow that feeling to bubble up so we're not carrying that weight anymore. That's the clearing power of the star. There's so much about the star that is related to water. And really her energetic invitation to us, even reversed, is to look at how we can literally be cleared, as in releasing, crying, letting go of grief, bathing, doing ritual bath, going in the ocean if you live in a climate that is appropriate for that. All of the ways that you can get back to what makes up most of your body, which is water. The way that you can allow water to clear out the trauma, the pain, the nervous system, and even hopes and dreams and fears and good or bad and anything. So you are clear. So there's space in order to receive in the new moon and in the coming year. So what that looks like for us isn't necessarily, what that looks like for us isn't necessarily a ton of heavy, intense crying, although if that's in you, that's cool. What it might look like is like a lot of sleep. What it might look like is a lot of rest, a lot of need for alone time, a lot of need for processing, a lot of need for quiet, and it might look like a lot of need for community. What the star reverse, though, is communicating to me, what I'm hearing from my guides, is that as a collective, there are many ways in which we are not holding hands with the star. We're not actually taking the invitation of the star. So in other words, if we have grief, we might be holding it in. Or if we're tired, we might be forcing ourselves to get up and go out. Or if we want to be around community, we might be telling ourselves stories about how we need to be isolated. Or the opposite. We might be going out, being social, when all we really want to do is just be alone. Whatever it is, let that be. Just give yourself the gift of whatever you need. Because, and this is something very powerful and very true about the star, it doesn't go away unless you've said yes to it. And that's the same thing as trauma in the body, emotion in the body. There's a beautiful quote by a source that I can't remember right now, although some of you might be familiar with it. This beautiful quote about trauma, emotion, stuck pain in the body, that you can hold it for however long, years, months, but eventually the quote says your body is going to present its bill. It's going to present its bill to you, and it's going to ask you to pay it, to clear it, to let it go. So that's our deal for this week. And why? Larger purpose. The smallest of the larger purpose is so we can have a nice, clear, open, intuitive intimate touchstone back into the body, clearing and making friends, honoring everything that this year has been for us on an individual level. On a macrocosmic level, this is a week where we could really say this for any week where there's tremendous suffering in the world, and it is a horror and a deep grief to witness and to hear about. Tuning in with that grief rather than wiping it away or choosing not to look actually enables us to be more of service. So if we're able to touch into that place of grieving for our fellow man and woman and child, it will enable us to actually be of service in a little bit more of a clear and empowered way. And on the largest level, what I just mentioned is going to apply for all of next year. We have to come back home to these bodies in order to be of service and be aligned with our truth, with our purpose, with our path. The activation has begun. We can no longer ignore these vessels, even for the most tuned in of us. There's work to be done. Don't assume that you're done. If you think you're done, you have worlds left to go. So, tune in, be gentle, give yourself rest, touch in, be compassionate and curious, ask questions, really come home and see what you find there. I wish you a beautiful week. Happy, happy, happy solstice, and I'll speak to you next time. Okay, bye-bye.